This is Housing Development, your go-to source for trending housing information. As usual, I am Fleur Arnie, your housing diva, your host. Coming up on the program today, we'll take a look at Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, new Programm 774, plus a look at impact of COVID-19 as economic downturn escalates homelessness, and voices on the streets. Nigerians react to the question on rent payment by in-laws. This and more will come your way right after we see the trending news in the housing sector. I'll be back in a moment.
The federal government has decried incessant attacks on government infrastructure in the country as it appealed to those vandalizing government properties in the country to desist from doing so. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, made the appeal during his presentation at the town hall meeting on protecting public infrastructure organized by the Federal Ministry of Information in Abuja. He notes that no nation grows beyond the capacity of its infrastructure, and a country's ability to grow, develop, and prosper is tied to quality and quantity of infrastructures that they have. The minister further explained that properties damaged under the purview of his ministry include bridges across the nation, such as Otedola and Kara bridges in Lagos, Tamburawa Bridge in Kano, among others, which would respectively cost 203 million naira, 605 million naira, and 1.8 billion naira to repair. The Abuja International Housing Show, in collaboration with Royal Ceramics and other leading players in the real estate sector, is set to flag off a youth competition to promote affordable housing design. The architectural design competition is part of the company's contribution towards the actualization of affordable housing for all in the country. The competition, which is open to youth between the ages of 18 and 30, is jointly sponsored by Royal Ceramics, AIHS, and other leading players in the real estate sector. In a statement signed by Barrister Festus Adebayo, convener of the Abuja International Housing Show, winners of the competition will be announced at the Nigeria Housing Awards during the 15th Abuja International Housing Show in July 2021. The winner will go home with 500,000 naira from Royal Ceramics, while other prizes and opportunities will be given by other sponsors: Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Family Home Funds Limited, Modern Shelter Limited, Copen Group Limited, and Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. According to him, Nigeria Institute of Architects FCT chapter is a coordinating professional body and technical partner for hosting this event. In spite of huge infrastructure investment in the state, a report says that Lagos is the second worst city in the world. According to the report by the Economist Intelligence Unit, EIU, Lagos ranks 139 out of 140 most livable cities in the world, worst in Africa in the first quarter of 2021. According to the data, Lagos is only next to Damascus as the worst city to live in the world. The data, compiled by EIU, the Research and Analysis Division of the Economist Group, sister company to the Economist newspaper, is based on a survey collected between February 22 to March 21, 2021, and looked at issues such as border closures, ability to handle health crisis, and rollout of vaccinations. To rank the cities, the report focuses on 5 broad categories: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. Every city is assigned a rating for relative comfort for over 30 qualitative and quantitative factors across the categories. Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi has promised to recover into the government treasury over 1 billion naira debt owed the state government by some beneficiaries of the state's housing estates before the expiration of his tenure. The governor also stated the commitment of his government to reverse the impunity that has characterized land administration in the state. Fayemi disclosed this in Ado-Ekiti when he received the report of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on land and related matters in the state. Miffed by the level of corruption, poor record keeping, and lack of transparency that characterized the allocation of lands in the state, the governor directed the immediate constitution of a ministerial committee to advise governments on how to reform its land administration. Fayemi says the commitment of his administration to eradicate unlawful land transaction was to achieve an effective land administration to enhance government's efforts in achieving poverty reduction and promotion.
To read the full details of the news headline, visit africanhousingnews.com. The Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria held its annual general meeting recently in Abuja, where it honored some distinguished personalities and also unveiled the Red and Rohi Programm. Take a look.
Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, has unveiled a new program, Ruhi 774, at its 12th annual general meeting in Abuja. President of REDAN, Aliyu Wamako, declaring the event open, said the annual general meeting was an opportunity for the 6th Council of REDAN to give account of stewardship to members in accordance with the association's constitution and endorse its rural-urban housing initiative that has become a reality with the launch of Ruhi 774.
Association initiated the Housing Development Plan by Rural Urban Housing Initiative, which is down at opening at least 100,000 units to get from the semi-cyclical local government council and state nation of building the FCT while the city and bank. Some of the inherent benefits of the initiative include providing mass housing and addressing poverty, provide employment for Nigerians, and engage our members protectively nationwide.
Wamako also revealing that the association was in collaboration with the Special Control Units Against Money Laundering and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Units to check money laundering and financing of terrorism through the housing sector, called on the National Assembly to accelerate passage of the proposed Real Estate Regulations and Development Bill 2020 into law. Meanwhile, Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, represented by Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, commended REDAN for its profound effort in the housing sector and pledged his full support to the association by ensuring that the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria continues to give support and make affordable housing accessible for Nigerians.
Partnership between REDAN and the funding to have ownership among Nigerians is one that one will cherish and work hard to continue to strengthen. The FNBN, our focus is to deepen housing finance and mortgage sector to improve its contribution to the GDP. The FNBN is for today the last resort of the common man through its affordable mortgages and non-consumption finance.
Highlights of the event, which was attended by chief executive officers of real estate companies, executives of professional bodies, and stakeholders, included the presentation of awards to outstanding individuals who have contributed immensely to the development of REDAN and the housing sector.
Congratulations to all the awardees and my very own executive producer, Festus Adebayo, for an award well deserved. Welcome back. The economic impact from the coronavirus pandemic has ruffled most of the low-income earners, especially here in Nigeria. While some have been laid off by companies, for others who are self-employed, their means of livelihood cannot sustain their families in the wake of economic uncertainties. Homelessness is beginning to bite hard on some of the low-income earners, as some of them can no longer pay their rent. The only available option for them is either to squat with relatives or settle in slums. In this report, we'll seek to highlight the pains and ordeals of homelessness.
Globally, economic challenges from the wave of COVID-19 have come with a new dawn of homelessness emerging from economic downturns and have in no way negatively impacted everyone on the socio-economic scale. The worst hit have been low-income earners, many of whom are now homeless. In recent past, most homeless people in Nigeria, especially within major cities, were those seeking for better jobs, migrants, and people displaced by armed conflict. But today, the story is different.
When you look at Africa and the percentage of, let's call it urbanization in Africa, now currently using the statistics in 2010, 10% of the world population, 10% were living in the Africa urban areas. And the projections being muted out by the United Nations is by at least by 2050, that is going to double. Now, why are people moving to the urban areas? Of course, that is because of opportunities. Now, the challenge we're having, and we know, is that the rate at which houses are being provided, particularly affordable houses, is lower than the rate at which the urbanization is taking place. Africa, particularly sub-Saharan Africa, is of course experiencing the highest rate of urbanization.
In major cities across Nigeria, the 2020 lockdown produced a wake of economic uncertainties, a spike in collapse of businesses, salary cuts, and job termination. This in turn resulted in a higher rate of unemployment and hardship, as many people lost their source of livelihood and could no longer pay their house rent or sustain their families.
Things you find out that many can hardly feed how much more paying house rent. I have a brother in the Lord that owns up to 4 or 5 buildings, but he can hardly pay his children's school fees because the tenants are not paying. So it's quite tough. It's not easy. I've affected them. No money. The salaries are nothing to write home about. So these are one of the reasons why many don't pay. And I tell you that it's no longer enviable being a landlord in a place like Abuja, because the tenant may come in, pay you for 1 year or so. Then it's like saying, come box out the remaining years, because they hardly pay, the money is not there, and they will be the first to take you to court.
The situation of this country, it makes people, they find it difficult to pay their rents. And I have one of apartment in Mararaba Nyanya. The man cannot be able to pay. More than 2 years now, the man cannot pay.
Data from the National Bureau of Statistics reports that income loss since mid-March 2020 stands at 79%, while income from all sources were also affected. It also reveals that the poorest households have the highest share of Nigerians who stopped working, representing 45%, while 35% of the wealthiest households were also affected.
The economic situation has not been that good. The society has said this is not what any Nigerian wish Nigerians to be, but unfortunately this is the situation we find ourselves today, and it's obvious that the leadership of our dear nation, they are not doing their best, and their best is not best enough in any way. Because of, to start with, if you watch our economic situation from the beginning to the end, you discover that the leadership, they don't even have an economic idea, and it's obvious that they are ideologically switched off when it comes to economic affairs of the nation.
As government, organizations and wealthy individuals continue to roll out palliatives to alleviate the economic strain on citizens, tales of Nigerians roaming the streets homeless scream for urgent intervention on the challenge of homelessness and for a lasting solution to be preferred.
I'm Leilani Farha, the UN Special Rapporteur, and I hope you'll keep watching the Housing Development Programme.
One of the most prominent features of your house is your roof. Your roof will tell how old your building is. At Plus World, we pride ourselves in having the expertise and products to bring your roof back to life. While other roofing companies suggest removing the roof, we restore the roof with warranty assurance. Let Plus World Roofing recoat your old and fading roofs and make your roofs brand new. Our products are eco-friendly and completely harmless to human and the environment. We offer services that will sustain your roof's integrity and by extension, your property value. This includes roof repairs and maintenance for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Our roof restoration solution saves you up to 70% the cost of replacing your roof. Contact Plus World Roofing today.
You're watching Housing Development. Still on the severe COVID-19 impact on residents who are low-income earners and tenants who have faced job and income loss which have prevented them from paying rent. On Voices on the Street, we shall be asking the question, can you allow your in-laws to pay your house rents? Let's find out as some Nigerians react to this question.
Well, it's not good my in-laws pay for my rent or buy a house. But anyhow it is, situation of things matter. In order for me not to go and steal or to even go and lower myself into a certain debt I don't know when I could possibly offset. If my in-laws wish to rent a house or buy anyone for me, free, very good, I will welcome that.
No, I wouldn't like that because they will degrade my husband. If they pay, they will not respect my husband. I want my husband to rise up to his responsibility as a man so that nobody will neglect him.
No, I don't want my in-law to pay house rent for us. I want my husband to pay house rent. I want him to get a job or something that is doing tangible so that he can be able to pay house rent or build his own so that we can be able to live inside and train our children for future hope.
It depends though. Depends on your relationship with your in-law. If you have amicable relationship, there's a one family feeling among you and your in-law. It's not bad now.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. No. To me, it's not a bad thing for my in-law to pay for my rent. Honestly, if they can render a help to me, it's not a bad thing.
In this situation, I should be able to provide if my husband cannot pay the house rent. So I should be able to assist him when it happens.
Hopefully we don't hope to be in that situation because it's not, for me, it's not something that is advisable. If you want to be independent, you have to be independent. No need to depend on someone else.
Well, it is definitely different strokes for different folks. But then, whether you adore or barely tolerate your in-laws, what is most important here is you not being homeless at the end of the day. Up next is Brains and Hammers City, an affordable housing estate for low-income earners who desire houses built with state-of-the-art facilities in a serene environment.
Truly Nigerian company providing tangible local solutions to the nation's housing needs at a realistic and affordable cost for citizens. Brains and Hammers is on a mission to develop housing projects that the country has not witnessed since the development of Gwarinpa in the mid-90s. With a vision of developing over 3,000 housing units on a single site in Abuja, this real estate brand is determined to support Nigerians who desire decent and secure accommodations through affordable financing. The spotlight today is on Brains and Hammers City, which currently has over 200 residents occupying their homes already.
Brains and Hammers City is sitting on 117 hectares of land, which we intend to build 3,500 units. As we speak today, 1,860 are already standing, 1,200 are under construction, and then 1,200 are yet to be built. The ones under construction, we all have estimated delivery dates of end of the year. So by the end of this year, we're looking at least by the end of this year, we must have built over 2,000 homes, all across all boards, the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and the 4 bedrooms.
Conceived as a quality, self-sustaining and affordable housing project for middle and low-income earners, Brains and Hammers City flaunts an outstanding infrastructural portfolio that covers thousands of acres of land, even in the face of daunting economic challenges.
It's interesting to say that we are a single private company funded privately. There is no government contribution or anything from the government. We built the road, which is about 3.7 kilometers. We provided all the infrastructure that we need to do. Everything is already in place. This is the first and only project, I think, that has been built by a private company in the last time there was anything like this was Gwarimpa, which was 1990, because it's not just an estate, it's a whole city. When I say city, there's going to be a hospital, there's going to be a school, an orphanage, a bank, a shopping mall, a recreational area. There's everything. We're going to have everything. The whole idea, our president's vision was, when you leave here, you don't have to go out there to look for anything. So I think by the time this project is finished, the residents will tell you that we have everything under our roof.
Within the city, we have at about, basically we are building up at about 2,250 units of housing at the moment. What we already have on ground that people have already started living in is at about 1,494 units.
More than mere residential buildings, Brains and Hammers City is a complete street of up-to-date infrastructure, hospitality and recreation, complete with a perfect road network. Having carved a niche for itself in the real estate sector of Nigeria as a leading brand with insight and expertise, a first choice for premium, luxury and affordable houses, Brains and Hammers restates its commitment to a continuous development and maintenance of healthy living, work and play environments across Nigeria.
My name is Robert Hornsby with American Home Builders of West Africa. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
are the three things that will lead to massive construction in this country?
If we understand that cities are now going vertical, meaning they're going up, then we need to adjust our planning.
For us, building isn't just about providing the housing, but the economic empowerment aspect of it is also critical.
That is it on today's episode of your breakfast show, Housing Development. Thanks for keeping a date. Let's do this again, same time next week. Until then, do have a fabulous weekend. I remain Fleur Ani, your Housing Diva.